New developments this afternoon in the search for two prison escapees in upstate New York. One of them, Richard Matt, was shot to death by police late yesterday afternoon in the woods near Malone, New York, which is about 40 miles from where the escape took place. Meanwhile, the search for the remaining escapee has intensified. More than 1,100 officers have been involved in the search since the pair escaped from the Clinton Correctional Facility on June 6th. Let's bring in Arthur Roderick, Deputy Assistant Director at the Department of Homeland Security. He's also a former Assistant Director for Investigations at the U.S. Marshals Service. And Arthur, with a welcome back to you. Nearly 24 hours or so since police confronted and shot fugitive Richard Matt. Are you surprised in terms of the timing that David Sweat's still at large?
Yes, Alex, I am pretty surprised. I was hoping we'd have some type of absolute confirmation that they had seen him or he's still in the perimeter. I'm fairly sure that he is in the perimeter, but I wish we could pick up a dog scent or get a visual on him. I mean, we've had perimeters set up before, and they've expanded these search areas and they've become very porous. So it sounds to me like they've got a very hardened perimeter here, and they're just going to have to go section by section and clear it out.
Okay, but aren't they searching with dogs who, track with scent? I mean, it's interesting that they wouldn't be able to pick up his scent if they know where Richard Matt was.
I agree, which sort of, you can conclude from that maybe they weren't together, but we have no evidence to say that they were that they had split up at this point. So I think we have to make the assumption that they're still together, and that because they were in the danger area or in the search area, generally fugitives do remain together. Once they get outside of the danger area or outside of the immediate proximity of where law enforcement is searching, then they usually split up. But in this particular case, I think they were together, also based on the evidence that was found at the cabin in Malone.
Yeah. So David Sweat, at this point, if he's thinking about things and thinking, I've got nothing to lose, does it become more difficult for law enforcement officers? They try to close in. This is a fugitive who may not be willing to surrender and do whatever it takes to stay alive.
Yes, that is a major issue. And when you look at this terrain, I was involved in a shooting incident several years ago in very similar terrain. And I mean, you cannot see your hand in front of your face because the woods are so thick. So it's very chaotic if shooting starts happening. And what you've got to understand is you've got highly trained tactical units in there, and they only shoot when they make target acquisition. So they're not spraying the woods with bullets as the bad guys will do. So once that first round goes off, it's going to become very chaotic in those woods. I'm hoping they'll be able to talk him out, but unfortunately, I think with him doing the time that he's got left, he could come to the same ending as his partner Matt did.
What do you think? Is it more common for escapees like this to stay together or split up and try to go it alone?
It can go either way. I mean, you might recall the Texas 7 case from several years ago. They stayed together all the way up until the time they were caught, which was, I believe, within 30 days later. But 7 of them stayed together. We have had fugitives that have escaped together split up, but generally it's after they're out of that danger area. And this really has been an extended manhunt at this point, going on just over 3 weeks. And I could see where they would stay together for psychological and physical support from one another. But at this point here, I'm just hoping we get something very soon in that hardened area where they're searching right now.
I'm sure you're echoing the sentiments of all the residents in that area as well. Arthur Roderick, good to see you. Thank you so much.